All right, let's talk impulse buying.
Golly, I'm being exotic. Machines is robotic, so we can make billions from building a hobby.
Have you ever been out in the wild, you're looking around and you see some books from a title that you know that you absolutely were looking for, or maybe you weren't, but you're just so excited to see them in the wild, you get them anyway. That's what I did. Don't be me. I started collecting comic books again back in January of 2020, right before the pandemic. It was an innocent little hobby. I didn't think much about it, but as I got more into it, became a little more addictive, and I started to find myself buying a lot of books that I didn't really want after a while. As my collection started to take shape, I started to narrow down what titles I was looking for. That kind of kept me from impulse buying a lot. Well, most recently, I'm actually trying to finish an Uncanny X-Men run, and I was in the wild at an LCS, I won't say which one, and they had a bunch of them, and I got so excited that I just started snatching them off the shelf. I get home to catalog the books, and wouldn't you know it, about half of them I already owned. Granted, these are actually newsstands, which is awesome, but probably not books that I would have bought had I known I already had them. This is why it's important to use apps like Key Collector and CLZ so you can catalog your books and you know what you have already, so you don't go buying things you already got again. Not only did I get so excited about buying these books that I bought a bunch of them, I also overpaid like a lot. So let's take a look at what I got and we can kind of go from there. First up, I got X-Men 119. I paid $32 for this book. Let's take a look and see what Key Collector says I should have. Let's just go to my collection. Owned issues, Uncanny X-Men. I cannot tell you how useful this app is. Let's see. We're looking at the Uncanny run and 119. Let's see. Well, $32 and Key Collector says I should have paid $25. That's an L. Next up, I got Uncanny X-Men number 117. This book I actually paid $18 for. Key Collector says I should have probably paid $20. Again, it's a newsstand, so maybe it is, but maybe not. Next up is X-Men 135. Oh, I didn't even catalog this one. Oh, finally, a book I didn't already have, so that's cool. I paid $16 for it. It's also a newsstand, and it doesn't look bad. You know, I would say this is probably a 7 baht. Moving on. Next up, I've got Uncanny X-Men number 118. I paid $32 for this book, and Key Collector says I should have paid $18. Man, LCS is taxing, don't they? This is sad, man. All right, we got Uncanny X-Men number 115. Paid $32 for it. Key Collector says I should have paid... Oh, wait, it doesn't say. Hold on. That's crazy. Oh, Key Collector doesn't have any values for this one. I don't know. Called snipping, Key Collector. Next up, we've got Uncanny X-Men 137. This is The Death of Jean Grey. I paid $35 for this newsstand copy, and Key Collector says I should have paid closer to $15. Another L. Next up, I've got Uncanny X-Men number 159. I paid $14 for this copy. 159. Key Collector says I should have paid closer to $2. Yet another L. See what getting excited does for you? Next up, I have Uncanny X-Men number 122. I absolutely love this cover. This is the origin of Colossus, as it says here on this sticker that I just read. Like, listen, I'm still learning keys. I'm collecting the run. This is how you learn it, right? But yeah, newsstand copy I paid $30 for, and Key Collector doesn't have any values for the newsstand copy. That's interesting, actually. Moving along. This is Uncanny X-Men number 125. This is the first appearance of Proteus. And I paid $30 for this book that should have been closer to $20. LL. Next up, I've got Uncanny X-Men number 160. This is the first appearance of Ilyana Rasputin as a teen, and I paid $15 for this newsstand copy that is in a pretty good condition, actually. I would probably say this is like a 7.5 as well, 8, but I should have paid $12 according to Key Collector. Next up, I've got Uncanny X-Men 126. Love this cover. You got the new X-Men team just bursting out of it. Newsstand copy, I paid $15 for it. And there's no value for a newsstand in Key Collector, so we'll just put this over here for now. Next up, we got Uncanny X-Men 171. This is when Rogue joins the team. Beautiful cover, right? Paid $24 for it. Let's see what Key Collector says I should have paid. Well, Key Collector says I should have paid closer to $25, so actually a win for once. Can't lose them all. Okay, I love this cover. This is one of my favorite covers. It's an homage to X-Men 1. This copy is hella beat, definitely a VG. Probably look better after a press, but probably wouldn't go up higher than a VG. This is X-Men 104, first appearance of Corsair and the first appearance of Chad from the Starjammers team. I paid $24. Key Collector says I should have paid closer to $12. Listen, I love X-Men and I love the lore, but man, some of these books are kind of difficult to get through. That's what happens when you're a millennial with short attention span and probably ADHD. Ooh, what's that? Next up, we've got X-Men 113. I paid $24 for this newsstand copy. And again, no values for a newsstand specifically on Key Collector. But this is definitely like a good VG copy. Definitely could benefit from a press and cleaning. Yeah. Next up, I've got Uncanny X-Men number 58. This is another rough copy, but I paid $22 for a newsstand. Key Collector says I should have paid closer to $8. This is actually the second appearance of Rogue. I didn't know that. Still. Listen, I think that being a collector in any fandom, you're gonna have challenges like impulse buying, impulse spending. It's really important to be more responsible in how you collect in a hobby. Listen, I'm the pot calling the kettle black. Why I gotta be black though? But I'm trying to get better at it. I just enrolled into like this Dave Ramsey course with my wife, and you know, we're gonna learn how to like manage our money better and invest in some things, not just comic books. So hopefully next time around I go to the LCS, maybe I'll take a beat and pull my phone out and start looking at my catalog of books and being a little more frugal about what I buy, so I'm not spending money on things that I really don't need and probably didn't want if I knew I already had it. Once again, shout out to Key Collector, the mobile app that'll keep you from the trap. Listen, I've only been in this hobby for about 4 years now, and I kind of got real quiet for 2 of those years. So as I grow on this YouTube platform, I'm also gonna grow as a collector, and hopefully with all of your help, I'll grow even faster. So listen, if you have suggestions about how you manage impulse spending, leave a comment below. Consider giving us a like and subscribe for more content like this. And until next time,